ASMR along the Schuylkill River Trail. Spartans, what is your profession? How to get yourself ready for the day to play in the cold, take really cold showers and really hot baths. That way we can train our bodies to withstand all these extreme conditions. Check it out, there's snow. Who knows what we will find, but we will continuously walk the same way every single day and enjoy the mundane. For this trail here provides me with a place to walk and to explore in nature, where nature is something that I believe we lack in modern cities. But luckily, William Penn had a plan. He had a plan to sort of designate particular spaces throughout the city, from Washington Square, Rittenhouse Square, Logan Square, you know, various parks throughout the city. And here along the Schuylkill River Trail, I get to enjoy the river, the nice views, the sort of tranquil nature of trees, the breeze. You know, I get to watch birds sometimes. You know, why doesn't Rico, they should make a telephoto attachments that goes, not the telephoto attachment that goes to like 80 whatever. Like I need a 1,000 times zoom on a compact camera, Rico. Can you guys do that? Let's try to make that the priority here for the future of Rico. We really need that 1,000mm focal length. Yeah, fun thought. When someone asks you what you do, who are you, what do you identify as, whatever, yeah, just tell them you're a Spartan. You know, are you an American? What are you? I'm Spartan. Like, can we just troll as much as humanly possible going forward in real life? I think trolling is better done in person, right? So yeah, just be the ultimate troll when you have conversations with others, maybe is a good one. You know, I like to push the boundaries sometimes and just sort of have fun with conversation. Like recently, this guy was like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" I'm like, I'm undergoing a Spartanagogy training, actually. I've been stealing food and bathing in the Schuylkill River. It's like, what? It's like, I think it's much more interesting, because a lot of the times things are just boring. Is it just me, or can life become really boring really quickly, right? For the power of photography lies in the fact that I can uplift the mundane, see things anew, and sort of have this blissful feeling through creating things, through recognizing things, and just yeah, maybe it's a way, it's like an antidote to boredom. For a lot of modernity's problem, I believe, like the lifestyle problem of modern living. That guy was flying. Those electric scooters are fast as shit. Yeah, the modern lifestyle thing, right? The ultimate tragedy is being stuck up there, right? Like, you could have the best view of the river, the best whatever, office, cozy, heater on, you know, yummy snacks by your side, video games, movies, all this kind of stuff. But to be indoors, it's just like, it's unhygienic. I think it promotes degeneracy and just bad behavior patterns in humans. And I think you become less human when you're inside. Is it just me? You know, when I was stuck indoors during the snowstorm, I was antsy. I was waiting for it to stop. You know, the previous day was not that hardcore, and I went out and I was engaging with the weather condition and sort of just playing out in the snow. But to be honest with you, staying inside for even 24 hours, it's such a tragedy. It's like, look, we have information all around us. What is Pico telling us? Recycle. Don't forget to recycle. Look, we have an iPhone, right? The newspaper transformed into the iPhone. And now the iPhone and the newspaper transformed into a billboard the size of a freaking building. Information is all around you. It's like all that the eyes can see. Information. It's so important to stay in touch. You know, keep up with the Kardashians. Watch the latest show. You know, who's that celebrity? You know, what's he up to? You know, it's like, it's just funny. It's like, I actually love being disconnected from a lot of contemporary things and culture, because you just wind up not knowing things, and I think it's for the better. Like that saying, ignorance is bliss, whatever. I mean, sure, I guess, but I mean, be informed about your local surroundings maybe, but when it comes to everything else, it's like so unimportant. That's why I'm a big proponent for deleting Instagram too. I think it's just promoting this, like, you know, especially for artists, where you publish work on there and it feels like, it's like, why? Like when I was in Hanoi, Vietnam, my last trip photographing, and I came home, I was still on the Instagram, but after that trip I was like, I'm deleting this, because I was like, I had this, you know, group of photos, and I was like, I spent a month there. I'm like, am I just gonna share these on this shitty platform, on this tiny screen? You know, I have a lot of frustrations with the way that we view work as photographers too. It's like, you know, looking at it on the small screen, you know, looking at it in the gallery. Like seriously, I think the gallery, to me, it's like this antiquated thing. I think even upon just visiting the gallery spaces in New York City, looking at different photography, I don't know what it is, but it's just not good. It doesn't seem like they're going in the right direction with the work they display. I don't know, it really doesn't resonate with me. I don't know what to say. It's like they touch on like these, like, you know, very like social justice-y sort of issues and things, and a lot of the photos are just like a portrait of a guy or whoever, just like staring blank at the camera, just like, and they have like a cool car, like an old car in the background or something. It just, I don't get it. Personally, I'm not really a fan of having to read anything to get what the fucking picture is about. Like, you should be able to understand a photograph by looking at it, actually. You know, I think that's sort of the beauty of photography, is the fact that it's a universal language that transcends all cultural barriers, right? Anybody can read a photograph. There's something about the photograph and its power that describes things that words cannot. But what I see in the contemporary photography space is this very blasé approach to making photographs and even viewing them. So what can we do? Look at that beacon of hope. We have the beacon of hope across here. Beautiful Pico displaying the information of the day, recycle, and also giving me this incredible reflected light. Check out the sun there. Actually, so yesterday I was photographing on the street, and there was this pile of junk, right? There was a pile of junk. Look at me, I'm photographing piles of junk. That's my new thing. I like photographing the discarded things, right? But there was this pile of junk. Oh, and we have to get as much sun exposure as possible this winter. I think that the weather, it really does affect the mood of the citizens of Philadelphia here, especially. I mean, this is a raw and gritty city. Like, you gotta keep your head on a swivel. Look, I'm out here starting my day by the river because I can actually get some peace of mind out here, right? I can look up at the clear sky, get some sun, touch the grass that's covered by snow, and sort of be away from all the chaos. It's important sometimes, you know. Street photographers, we thrive in the chaos, but apparently the sun is really important. So yeah, get as much as you can. I think people fall into depression in the winter easily because they are stuck inside. Anyway, photographing the junk pile. There was this junk pile and I was photographing it. Right, so there was a mirror sticking out of the junk pile and the sort of beam of sunlight, similarly to how it was just reflecting off that building from a particular angle. Like, if I were positioning myself on a particular angle on the corner, the sun bounced off the mirror that was peeking out from this junk pile. And I mean, it's just like these sort of things, they're very interesting to me as a photographer, right? Where you look at the world around you, it's very ordinary sometimes, but to sort of find the extraordinary in the ordinary, I think requires this sort of observation skill, right? To sort of have a sharp visual acuity, looking at things and just finding beauty in it, where this reflected piece of junk gave me this incredible source of light, right? So I'm trying to make photographs shooting towards the sun, trying to push myself this way. Been walking on certain streets at certain times of the day, like Broad Street and wherever the light sort of casts, usually in the middle of the day or the golden hour actually. Looking at the shadow and the casted light here is just incredible. And so yeah, I've been using the exposure compensation tool or setting on the Ricoh GR3 and sort of just cranking the exposure comp +2, and also yeah, to photograph in the sun or whatever, like facing the sun. Also, I think that all street photographers should take selfies. I'm trying to get maybe I can position myself here. Why? I feel as though street photographers, we get caught up in making photos of others, right? Making candid photos of other people, whatever. I actually think you should get comfortable with yourself on the other side of the camera first. So maybe a good photo assignment for any... This is just such a nice one. I'm trying to... It's kind of hard too because you can't see, obviously. It's like I don't have the flip screen. But I really like trying to make these every day or whenever I feel like it, right? Like there's no subject in the light, right? There's no person walking by that I can photograph. Yeah, just throw yourself in there. It's like, it's just a good way to get yourself comfortable. I think using the natural light is good. Sort of finding patches of light like this, like I like to look towards the sun, which kind of blinds you or whatever, but it's nice to see. Like maybe I should have gazed the other way. I don't know. It's like, it's just fun to play with the self-portrait. I highly suggest it. I think there's a lot of potential here, and it's just a nice thing, right? A nice photo assignment. Flip the script, make a selfie, embrace these things. I think you know, we should be playful on the street. I think, you know, sort of find yourself in this state of wonder, right? To embrace the sort of childlike mindset, you know, where I believe in this idea of the tourist mindset. I often, like pretty much every day, I go to the visitor center in the Old City area, Independence Hall, where we have you know, just like a place where tourists go to learn about Philly, buy souvenirs and stuff. I genuinely go there during my walks, and you know, like read the bulletin. I'm like, oh, what's going on in Lancaster? And like I'm like looking at the Amish bulletin, and like apparently there's like a Renaissance festival. They got all these different festivals, things that happen on the outskirts, you know. It's just it's like go into the gift shop. I like reading, like what have they added to the gift shop? Is there anything new? I'm always curious about these things, and I take this whole tourist mindset thing really seriously, obviously. But it really, I mean, it's something, there's something to be said here about it, right? Because when you embrace this mindset, which I believe anyone can achieve, you will have endless curiosity. And what this means is, you know, think of a tourist going to a new place, right? A tourist comes to Philadelphia, everything's new, they're here for the first time. It's exciting, right? When you're a tourist in a new place, you're always eager, you're anticipating the next moment, you're looking for something new, and you're seeing everything with this fresh perspective. And to embrace that on the streets, you know, I think it's critical for creative thriving. I think that this is what we must do to fuel our lust for life in general. And perhaps our photographs, they can display our lust for life and how we see the world, these sort of obvious notions. But I believe in creating work from a state of pure joy, bliss, how to achieve bliss, the art of subtraction, get rid of all the superfluous things. No TV, no movies, no Netflix, no social media, just delete it. Don't watch YouTube videos and all these kind of basic things. I think infect and poison the mind, and especially of an artist, right, where we want to be pure, playful, like a child. And in order to achieve this sort of imaginative, creative spirit, to subtract all of these superfluous things is critical. And then I believe you can find bliss from within and through the pleasure of moving your physical body, where a lot of the times I don't sit down. It's very rare that I sit down. The best coffee shop in Philadelphia is also near Independence Hall, just across from the visitor center. I go there sometimes to use their standing area. They have nice standing tables. So that's probably my favorite coffee shop. That's probably the best one. Big windows, old city, more touristy, not as chaotic. And there's just standing room, right? So it's like I don't want to sit down at all throughout the day. I think like the goal of being a human, being bipedal, having two legs, moving our bodies is what makes us human. And yeah, just moving your body more throughout the day and just staying in this state of production and movement is critical. And not just productivity for productivity's sake when it comes to making photos and things, but to find joy in the process itself and recognize that through moving your physical body and making photographs, we exist outside the passage of time, right? For we live and exist in the now, and also the photos that we create can outlive us, creating our own legacy. You know, I think this is a good notion. Treat your photos like your children. If we're not blessed enough to leave behind a real child, we can just make a bunch of photos, right, guys? It's okay. Inshallah. Everyday Ramadan, fasting is good. Fasting gives me energy in a funny way. It's like, what? You don't eat food, you get energy? It's like, yeah, it's like I actually, for the past year, I fasted 24 hours every single day. And it's kind of crazy how amazing I feel now. It's like the energy I have is unlike any amount of, like, I feel like a kid again. Like, seriously, like there's something in me that has changed drastically through fasting. So no breakfast, no lunch, and just eating one massive 100% red meat meal at night. It's like, what the like, this is the solution? Makes sense. I mean, I think the modern way of living has sort of duped us into believing that, oh, you need the square meals a day, balanced diet, all this kind of stuff. It's like, really, that doesn't seem to work for me. So I will share with you that going carnivore and fasting is a real big life hack. Not to mention the blissful sleep you get. You have this calming sensation after eating your meal where you're just like cozy and like, you know, you're less irritable, like nothing really bothers you. Like if you have any anger, you can curb it. And I actually believe that the more testosterone that you have, the happier you become, the more playful you are, and the less serious you take everything. And this is a good way to be as an artist, right? I like to also think of the body and your physical body as art. So by removing fat, adipose tissue and increasing our skeletal muscle mass through weightlifting, we can then become these demigods, these ancient Greek marble sculptures in the flesh, right? In the physical flesh. So how to do this? Eat more flesh. We need to eat the flesh. We survive off the death of animals. Death before... I can't read your shitty graffiti, bro. What are these like anarchist things? Like one of the like photos in one of these New York galleries had something like that. Like that, like kind of like anarchy thing. I don't know what the hell it is, but they had like all this graffiti on this like sculpture and this like statue, and it was like being destroyed by like, you know, protesters or something, and that was like the big photo. It's just like, what's with the anarchy vibes? You know, it's weird. Like throughout the city of Philadelphia, you'll see, oh man, the sun just feels so good. In the wintertime, when you get the sun and there's no clouds, it's like, this is a good day. You know what I mean? Like this This is what a good day looks like in the winter. I'm telling you, this is incredible. Look at this winter wonderland. But yeah, you'll see a lot of graffiti, a lot of stuff around town that's anti-police. Like, I read this one poster that was saying horrible things about yeah, just like really vile things. And you'll see this kind of graffiti all over the city, and it's like, guys, like, we need the police. Like, this is a dangerous city. A lot of times, you know, we talk about police reformation, but yeah, why not more police implementation? No police reformation, police implementation? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy the way people think about these things. It's kind of basic. What is the way forward? What is the question that us photographers must solve going forward? Within the realm of photography, it seems that we've become boring. A lot of the photos I see are boring. A lot of the work that's being created is uninteresting. What can we do to go forward? We must figure out how to not be boring. Like, that's the ultimate sin, the ultimate tragedy, is to just be boring. So perhaps embracing chaos is wise, and to approach photography in a new way, to transcend, to go beyond, and to carve our own unique path forward. And I believe that photographing with speed and intensity, and using this new approach of, you know, compact cameras, small cameras, whatever, and making pictures in a way that's raw, that's candid, that's unfiltered, and not taking it too seriously, but just sort of finding things that are interesting to you and making snapshots of them throughout your day, and just documenting and uplifting the human experience and championing it. You know, I find that the goal ultimately is to transcend, go beyond, don't be boring, and to create work that describes what it was like to live in this time as a human being on this earth. For the greatest privilege that we have as humans is the fact that we're literally alive right now. It's like, holy shit, there's a sun, it's hitting my skin, it's keeping me happy, I'm alive, I have a piece of meat that I'll eat before I go to sleep. You know, I can walk around, there's trees, I'm breathing. Like, this is incredible. Like, this is the most amazing thing. So, like, champion this, right? Uplift this experience through the photographs that we create in a raw and in an unfiltered way. And I don't know how to shake things up or how to go forward. I'm just spitballing here, but like, I think that's ultimately the goal. It's like, I think that there's too much romanticization of the past ways of, you know, operating in photography, and just thinking about photography and even displaying photography, viewing photography. How can we not be boring? That's the conundrum. How can we not be boring as artists and photographers, and how can we not make boring work as well? Oh, I missed the leaf. So, as I step, I can hear like the ice crack beneath my feet. So yeah, one simple life hack, fun way to start the day is to find yourself at an elevated surface. Come on up, meet me here at the gazebo, or what is this called, a pavilion? Come on down to the pavilion and gaze at the wonderful architecture and landscape of Philadelphia. Perhaps this is a... Oh wow, they were sledding. See, I should have came out that day to photo. I did it before. It's fine. I should have though, because they sled over here. But yeah, meet me at the pavilion. Or meet me at the pavilion. We can do some Spartan training together and transcend. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Yeah, they were sledding. Dang it, I'm kind of pissed I missed that. Da -da -da. Da -da -da. Da -da 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 -da. Create your own Rocky movie, just don't die. What's the simple heuristic to life? Don't die. You know, the beautiful thing about photographing every day and walking the same lane is you can observe the nuances and change, right? The multifaceted complexities of everyday life. This is an incredible view. Just be careful and don't fall. After all, we only have one life. Maybe that saying YOLO is a good one. How the kendama helped my photography? This is a Japanese kendama. This is a wooden toy. There's a spike and there's 3 cups. One's a small cup, one's a big cup, and there's a hole in the spike. And using a Ricoh, using a compact camera on a wrist strap, I am able to train my hand-eye coordination, my mind-body connection with my camera like using a kendama. And I find this to be a fun thing. Weird with the glove. You gotta get your ball on the spike. Ooh, I did the flip. And so, yeah, how to not make boring photos. Just stop looking through the viewfinder. How to train yourself to not look through the viewfinder? Well, use a kendama maybe. It's a good one. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.